seen on radar. Looking at the visual evidence right there, we know that something terrible has happened in the Tuscaloosa area.
Yeah, big wedge tornado we saw, and here tornado emergency for it's near the Deer Lick Creek campgrounds. Tornado emergency for Brookwood and Abernant areas now. And I've been mentioning Brookwood, so these are areas just off to the northeast or east-northeast of the Tuscaloosa area. And this is probably going to head pretty close to Birmingham, about 45 minutes from now, maybe the Hoover area. As it's going right now, these storms rotate this quickly. They tend to go a little bit to the right, so maybe the Hoover area, but we'll continue to monitor the entire Birmingham metro area to see if the storm makes a left turn or a little bit of a right turn, depending on how fast or if it would slow down in its rotation.
Greg, we were going to talk to the mayor of Tuscaloosa. I'm not sure if he's there right now, but he apparently had the tornado come right overhead. Is he on the phone right now?
Yes. Hello?
Okay. Tell us what's going on there.
So right now we're trying to assess the damage. It knocked out a couple of key centers, including our Emergency Management Association. It came right over our police department and City Hall. We're operating on generator now. We're in damage assessment mode, trying to get the data to begin responding.
It looked like this storm came very close to the University of Alabama. Was that the case as far as you know?
It came south of City Hall where I am now, about 2 blocks south. So if it went on that path, it would have touched the university campus. We've been able, just in the last 5 to 10 minutes, to restore communications. In fact, your network was the first call into our system when it came back up. So right now we're just in damage assessment mode, and we're still reeling from April 15th. So we've got a lot of work to do to make sure our citizens are safe.
Okay, Mayor Walter Maddox, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, have got a big job ahead of them right now, and some very scary moments there.
Based upon the debris ball we've been seeing, we estimated that the tornado might be a mile wide. Certainly that big wedge tornado that we saw in video suggests that. Chaser's also estimating a mile wide. I put the radar to work here just about 3,000 feet above ground, so we're not right down at the surface, but I have 155-mile-per-hour winds measured in this bright green area on the south side of the tornado at this location now, about halfway between Tuscaloosa and the Brookwood area, and still continuing to see that huge pinkish lavender debris ball that's about a mile wide now, racing at about 55 miles per hour off toward the east-northeast, generally toward the Brookwood area.
We just got a report that the tornado traveled just to the south of Bryant-Denny Stadium at the University of Alabama, and the power is out now at the U of A, so that's the latest from them. We don't know of any damage there, but again, we did hear from the mayor moments ago, and they have taken significant damage to the City Hall there, and now just beginning to get their generators online, so they start to assess the damage and try to get out and help everybody there.
Yeah, very, very dangerous situation as we continue to track the tornado that has hit Tuscaloosa, hit the University of Alabama, and is continuing to roll its way with confirmed tornado, sighted tornado. We can confirm it based on the debris that's casting. The red tornado vortex signature winds perhaps at least above the ground, well over 150 miles per hour, heading generally toward the Brookwood area, heading then generally toward the Lakeview, the North Johnson area, and then gradually working its way North Johns area, then heading its way toward the Bessemer area of Alabama. That's part of the Birmingham suburbs, and then heading its way toward the Hoover area. So dangerous storm heading for the southwest and south sides of Birmingham.
Greg, I think we have a look now at the population in this area. There's a look at the University of Alabama. There's the McFarland Mall. We did get a report of the tornado on the ground along Highway 82 near the McFarland Mall. So it appears that's the highway that's running right through the McFarland Mall right there, that area, and then passing just to the south of the University of Alabama. So it looks like it may have passed to the south of downtown Tuscaloosa, but still obviously a highly populated area. You can see the densely populated, well-packed streets right there. So this is an area that has taken a terrible hit, and again, a huge debris ball indicating that there was an awful lot of damage, Greg.
Yeah, so we'll take that debris ball back. We'll step backwards in the radar from its current location, which is about 11 or 12 miles east-northeast of Tuscaloosa. We'll go back 5 minutes at a time. There it was closer. There it was just due east of downtown Tuscaloosa. And here, just as you say, its location about 2 miles southeast of downtown Tuscaloosa, and then a step farther back This was a location about 5 miles southwest of downtown Tuscaloosa. So it is definitely, you see there, it intensified, unfortunately, as it came into Tuscaloosa, and it's continuing to be extremely intense now, heading toward an area just to the west-northwest, and ultimately will go just north of the Brookwood area. Dangerous, dangerous storm in progress. Large tornado, violent tornado in all likelihood.
All right, so Greg, if this thing does hold together, where is it going to go with respect to the Birmingham area? Which side of the Birmingham area?
Well, we've seen it roll across approximately like this, and so I'll put a marker there. So it is heading right about this area, just to the south of Birmingham, heading toward the Hoover, the Homewood area, just to the south of Birmingham. So that would be, let me put a marker here and measure roughly 6 or 7 miles south of downtown Birmingham in the Homewood, Hoover, Bessemer subdivision areas, unless it takes a bit of a turn to the right. But certainly North Johns, Lakeview, just north of Brookwood, and then the Hoover area are places that we have a big threat of this tornado moving.
And what kind of timing are we talking about in Birmingham, Greg?
Birmingham area, it's probably going to be about 45 minutes, right, located about this location at this time. It's going to, that's about 30 miles. And so at the rate that it's moving, this would be about 45 minutes to the south side of Birmingham.
All right, we want to go to Mark Elliott right now. He's in the Digital Media Center with another picture of this tornado. Yes, Mark?
Yeah, they continue to just stream through. Lots of people in that area, of course, so lots of people with cameras at the ready. Let me show you some of the views that we're seeing. This is the one we showed you just a couple of minutes ago now, right on through the Tuscaloosa area with houses and that huge wedge. A couple of different views coming in now. This one from Twitter user Wumstick, just crossing through the trees in the distance. There's that wedge just starting to show up onto the screen. And how about this one? We've got going past some lofts in downtown Tuscaloosa, this classic tornado wedge shape coming just past the buildings. So this is definitely a scary situation right here, and again, confirmed on radar by you guys. So what are you seeing now?
You know, Mark, unfortunately, we are looking at another storm in the wake of the one that just came through the Tuscaloosa area, Greg.
Yeah, unfortunately, often these storms, because they have rain-cooled air and hail-cooled air that wraps around it, they'll put out a boundary, a miniature cold front. So even as this first tornado heads off to the east-northeast of Tuscaloosa, on its flanks, a flanking storm has formed with a circulation just to the east of Coker that would head off to the north side of Tuscaloosa unless it runs on the boundary and makes a right turn. This one is not rotating as strongly by any means as the lead storm, but right there you have the tornadic storm that we've been tracking that went across Tuscaloosa. There is some rotation showing up in the area northwest of Tuscaloosa and east of the Coker area. So very, very dangerous situation. Not out of the woods yet in terms of the storms. Could be another one coming through another area of Tuscaloosa.
Yes, absolutely.
The heading where taking a look here where the storms are heading. Right at the moment, the storm is off toward the west-northwest of the Brookwood area and moving off toward the east-northeast, generally toward the North Johns area, with a very defined debris ball, that lavender debris being picked up by the tornado, tossed into the air. It's a lot stronger return from that debris than you will get from rain. It's more like hail, but this is not a hail location. And so I'm going to again take a slice through the storm, see if we can track the tornado. This would be the tornado coming right up in here. There would be the tornado circulation, that lavender debris ball heading right up, angling its way. Often the tornadoes at low levels will lag a little bit behind these fast-moving thunderstorms that are going 55 miles per hour. The tornado may lean forward a little bit, and that gets a little bit exaggerated here in our portrayal, but that would be shown as this tilt of the tornado leaning off toward the northeast.
Greg, we've also got tornadoes in Huntsville, Alabama, or near there, and also Meridian, Mississippi. Let's take a look at those, can we?
Yeah, we definitely will take a look there. Here is the view out of Huntsville. Off to the north of Huntsville here. Here's Huntsville. So up to the north, one hook echo. Farther off to the west of Huntsville, Another hook echo with a well-defined donut on that heading toward the Madison area. And so dangerous storms are in progress in this area. Let's take a look at the velocities with this. Very well-defined vortex signatures, not as strong as the one we're seeing near Tuscaloosa, but the red and green here, just a few miles to the north of Huntsville. Another red and green couplet going to go just south of Athens, more or less heading on the same path, running along that same boundary, north and west of the Huntsville area.
And how about Meridian, Mississippi? Tornado down that area as well?
All right, we'll do a little bit of roaming here in the radar, see if I can navigate to the Meridian, Mississippi area. I'll use the Jackson radar in that case for that one. And let us see here if I can find Meridian, Mississippi. Yeah, there's Meridian. All right, let's zoom in on that one. Several supercell thunderstorms rolling across east central parts of Mississippi right now with pretty well-defined hooks on them. Not as strong a rotation as we're seeing with the storm that's gone through Tuscaloosa.